Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Tanner here from Strategy and Conversions, Mindset and Business Architect. And I want to talk to you today about Gremlin number 3 in my series of the 5 gremlins that stop you achieving your goals. The gremlin I'm going to talk about today is called inhibitor. Now, not many people talk about this because I don't think many people realize that it's hanging around all the time. But this has been with you probably far, far longer than you ever realized. If you think about when back in your flushes of youth, in your teenage years, think about the girl or the boy that you never spoke to. Thinking about the travel ideas that maybe your friends had when you were still at school about we could travel around. In my case, because I live in the UK, travel around Europe and maybe even travel to the States. We said, nah, I can't do that. Brief little dismissive comments. Nah, that will never happen. No, we'll do that. And we don't think about those ideas anymore. They're gone. That's inhibitor. Inhibitor is saying to you, nah, that's not for you. Can't do that. Stay where you are, nice and comfortable. Again, it comes back to this whole comfort balloon thing. Yes, this is where in this balloon, you're in the middle of it. And inhibitor is one of the gremlins that wants you to stay in that. That's what all these gremlins are trying to do. So if you think that but the inhibitor is actually really quite responsible for a lot of damage in our lives. It's stopped people showing their true feelings, and so it's helped to break down relationships. It's helped people standing up for themselves in the job where maybe they don't stand up for themselves in a group of people. They're all being put down by their boss or by their co-workers. It's stopped people setting up into business because I can't do that. It enables people, yes, it has enabled. It's enabled people to settle for mediocrity because they don't think they can have anything better. An inhibitor is great. It's just shutting you down. It dismisses everything. It dismisses a lot of things you think about that could lead to something extraordinary. So I know if you've ever seen the film Sliding Doors, it's a classic one where it'll switch off. If you're in a crossroads of making two decisions, one is kind of the easy path, staying where you are, and the other one is, wow, this would be adventurous. The inhibitor will almost kind of blind you to that path and say, no, you don't want to think about that, because it's afraid that if you start thinking about that, you might actually formulate a plan. You might actually go ahead and you might actually do something and step outside or push outside that comfort balloon or burst the balloon. Inhibitor doesn't want to do that. So it's been around for many, many years, and unfortunately will always be around as long as you don't take care when you dismiss a thought. So, for example, if someone says, "Wouldn't it be great? For example, let's go on a holiday to Vietnam." No, can't do that. I can't. No, that's not for me. I don't. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about the food, and I'm not sure if I'll enjoy it. But I don't know. Excuse after excuse after excuse is inhibitor saying no. You're not going to do that. You might enjoy yourself. You might actually expand your horizons. You might actually learn new cultures and you might enjoy yourself and want to stay there. No. You've got to stay where you are. So it's always working in that kind of environment to pin you down. Business decisions, again, cuts you down, and no, you don't want to be doing that. That's not a good. You want to stay with the services and products you have, and maybe decisions when you were back at school, going to college, or even now. I could go on and take a degree course, or I could take an MBA, or I could do something. No, that's so much hard work. You don't want to be doing that. So inhibitor will always be there. But although it's been around and it will always be around, to be aware of it, that's the first thing. The solution to inhibitor, to break that kind of to break away from inhibitor is relatively simple, actually. Because you just got to be mindful of your thoughts. So take care of what you're thinking and why you're thinking it. So when you dismiss an idea offhand, don't just dismiss an idea offhand and then carry on. and carry on with what you're doing. Think about, hang on a minute, why have I just dismissed that idea? Why have I not spent even 10 seconds thinking more about it? Why haven't I examined it? The question of why is really, really powerful. And it's kind of like a knife into inhibitor, into the inhibitor side, really, because every time you're asking your why, you're asking to justify to yourself why you've done something. And it's like stabbing inhibitor. Get back, get back. I'm asking, well, why would I not go to Vietnam? It's kind of a glass half empty. So instead of thinking, well, I wouldn't like this, wouldn't like that, but what if I would like it? What if my glass was half full? What if I really, really would like to go over there? And maybe, yeah, maybe it comes into something new. Like in relationships, what if I do go over and ask her out, or ask him out, whatever? What if I do actually take a step that I'm a little bit nervous about, but actually step outside my comfort zone? What if I do? And there's questions of when you dismiss an idea or a thought, when you actually stop and think about it, and then you kind of give yourself a mini audit. Well, why have I decided that? Why do I think that's not important? Um, why do I not want to take that course of action? Or why do I not even want to investigate that course of action? And one of the things that inhibits it is really brilliant at is stopping you doing any due diligence on something. So sometimes it'll help you to rush into things as well that actually are going to be detrimental to you, because it may not want you to succeed. It's it's always wanting you to stay in that kind of into that comfort bubble, and it'll do everything it can. As I said, it'll do everything it can to keep you there, and it can be really, really destructive, and it can break up. It can break up relationships, family relationships, marital relationships, because again, it'll stop you. It'll stop you doing those things that you've stepping out, if you like, and doing something different. It just keeps you into your norm. So inhibitor is, as I say, always will be there. So the first step to a solution to inhibitor is to recognize it's there, and then always be mindful of your thoughts and why you're, especially when the thought is why you have dismissed something out of hand, or why you've decided not to do something. Just constantly question yourself, constantly that inward reflection all the time of why have I made that decision or not made that decision. All those whys are a great way of just keeping inhibitor in its place. And once you examine those decisions, yeah, of course, there may be some decisions say, well, the reason why I didn't decide to do that was a series of arguments, and you say, yeah, okay, I understand that, that's fine. But there's going to be others when you think, I don't understand why I did that. Why did I not even entertain that idea? And that will lead to another area, maybe an expansive area of your life that you would have completely ignored in that split second where you say, nah, I can't do that. So that's gremlin number 3. A real destructive gremlin, but although it doesn't appear so, but just so easy to quell, to get rid of. So gremlin's number 3. Gremlin number 4 will be with you soon, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.